Well, it might sound like science fiction, but a new UFO probe is being taken very seriously at the highest levels of the US government. And it seems Donald Trump is preparing to release classified files kept top secret for decades.
A mysterious dark object floating almost motionless above the ground. Usually stuff out of sci-fi, right? But late last week, several hundred people saw something in the air they couldn't identify, taking to social media to figure it out.
It's definitely a drone of some kind. A glitch in the Matrix? Social media wasn't sure.
It was weird. The size of it was big. The fact that it was just kind of hanging out there.
It'd be just our luck that aliens invade on the cusp of a Lions Super Bowl, someone posts.
I looked over and I was like, it seemed like a big black floating. It didn't seem to be moving.
Dozens of the 240 plus commenters on one Facebook post said they saw it.
It's not shaped like anything like, a drone or like a normal kite.
Melissa Belinsky, her 5-year-old son, and her husband saw it on the way to basketball.
Maybe, do you think it was like a rectangle shaped a little bit?
Most of the sightings along Gazan Parkway in the Byron Center, Wyoming area.
We sat there and watched it for like 15 minutes. I couldn't figure out, I zoomed way in on it.
Aaron Adamczyk was at the Pines Golf Course in Wyoming.
Where's Joe Rogan?
When he got a look at it.
Kind of starting to get a little dark. Yeah, it was wild.
And the wind's blowing right to left, and that thing ain't moving.
Belinsky is pretty sure she's got it figured out.
It got closer. I looked into a field, and I'm 99% sure that I saw a guy with kite strings, and he was slowly walking.
Just a big kite.
Maybe it was a kite, but it was, who makes a giant, weird-looking kite like that? I think they're trying to play pranks to get on the news or something. I don't know.
With so many people talking about the sightings online, I did reach out to the Kent County Sheriff's Office. They tell me they don't know what it is because nobody called it in as suspicious.
Turning to the new report now from the Pentagon about unidentified flying objects. There were hundreds of new reported sightings over the last year, and some the government still can't explain. Chief Global Affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz joins us with the details. It's quite the talker. Martha, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. It does. It all sounds straight out of a science fiction movie, but these unidentified airborne objects are taken very seriously by the Pentagon and the intelligence community. And this morning, their new report revealing that these sightings are on the rise.
It may be Halloween, but this next story is not about alien invasions and little green men.
As KMBC9's Martin Augustine shows us, it is about getting answers for what so many of you are seeing and recording in the sky.
Check this out.
What is that?
It's jumping back and forth.
What is that?
It's a cube. That thing's a cube with lights.
Whatever it is.
That's clearly very cube-shaped in nature.
Justin Johnson still doesn't know for sure.
There's something going on here.
Since recording it 3 years ago.
It had my adrenaline really going. I was excited.
Johnson reported what he saw to anybody he could, but none, he says, including nearby air traffic controllers, had any record of something in the sky in this spot on that day. Then, a few weeks ago, he recorded something else, what he described as white light objects in the sky at sunrise. Didn't appear to be airplanes, no contrails. One seemed to stall on the horizon. This time, he had a place to share his video. Johnson uploaded his video to an app called Enigma. It's been around about a year and a half, and its mission is to collect as many of those videos and stories as possible so that researchers can apply science to those reports. That's because much of what people are seeing does have an explanation. Drones, airplanes, satellites. So skepticism is the rule.
There's a lot of great possibilities out there, but we just don't know. We really need to follow that data to figure it out.
Data such as this. From a local air show a few years ago, a cluster of fighter jets right in the middle of the shot when something at high speed zooms past. Look at it again. What could that be? And then this video from a passenger jet over north central Missouri in June. Look at that little white object in the distance. Another plane? Maybe. But Alejandro Rojas says, it's hard to explain, certain elements of this video.
Everybody has an amazing camera now, so we're capturing a lot more of this.
Justin Johnson says he'll keep looking up in the sky.
It's a cube.
And he hopes more people join him to find some answers about what's out there. Martin Augustine, KBC 9 News.
Enigma began receiving reports of what it calls sightings in late 2022. It launched its app in May of last year, and so far it has collected nearly 18,000 reports.
Legal opposition. Currently, there are 9 lawsuits against congestion pricing, including a federal suit claiming there was an incomplete environmental review to launching the plan. Now, there'll be a rally here at MTA headquarters.
Adding further intrigue is speculation about Trump's potential plans for UFO disclosure once he begins his second term in office. Amidst these developments, former President Donald Trump's recent appearance on Joe Rogan's podcast, Did You See It?, adds another layer to this narrative. During their conversation, Trump discussed UFOs and extraterrestrial life, making statements about, quote, the people coming from space. So his willingness to engage in such discussions reflects, I guess, changing attitudes towards UFOs at high levels of government. Let's start with the recent Pentagon report on UAP, which has provided unprecedented insights into these mysterious occurrences. Analysing over 800 cases collected over 17 years, the reports concluded that some UAP exhibit advanced technology that defies current scientific understanding. These findings have significant implications for national security and indeed our understanding of aerial phenomena. The report highlighted that many unexplained objects demonstrated unusual flight characteristics, such as remaining stationary in high winds, manoeuvring abruptly, or moving at considerable speeds without discernible means of propulsion. And this acknowledgement, from a major military institution, by the way, marks a significant shift in official attitudes towards UFOs. On November the 13th, 2 subcommittees of the House Oversight Committee held a joint hearing provocatively titled Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena Exposing the Truth. Sounds like an X-Files episode. During this session, witnesses presented compelling evidence that American skies are being monitored by advanced technologies, possibly from a foreign adversary or even extraterrestrial sources. Luis Elizondo, a former military intelligence official who led a Pentagon program investigating UAP, testified that, quote, UAP are real and that advanced technologies not made by the US government are monitoring sensitive military installations globally. He emphasised that the US is in possession of UAP technologies, as are some adversaries too, suggesting we may be in a multi-decade arms race hidden from oversight bodies. The hearing also addressed the concerning locations of these sightings. A disproportionate number occur over military facilities and nuclear sites, raising alarms about potential threats to national security. Elizondo noted that this trend had persisted for decades and has often been obscured from lawmakers and the public. So, in light of these revelations, the recent drone swarm incident at British air bases takes on a rather new significance. Initially viewed as a potential security breach, this event now raises questions about whether it could be related to the advanced technology described in both the Pentagon's report and congressional testimonies. The drone swarm incident serves as a stark reminder of the evolving nature of the aerial threats and the challenges faced by defence forces worldwide in identifying and countering such phenomena. As technology advances, distinguishing between conventional drones and potentially more exotic technologies becomes increasingly more difficult.
So residents in Morris County tell me this has been happening every single night with the exception of Thanksgiving over the past few weeks. One family claims they followed a drone in their car, and while it hovered above them, the clock in their car changed times. Then they say the clock went back to normal after they drove off. Witnesses also talk about the size of these drones. Some say they can be as big as a small car. Despite the growing concern, though, Morris County officials insist, quote, there continues to be no known threat to public safety as the mystery continues.
Okay, keep us posted. This is bizarre. We need to know more. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. You wrote an op-ed about this. This happened a year ago. We're just now learning about it. Pretty shocking. What do we know about these drones?
Well, Will, first of all, thanks for having me on. But these drones were large. Some of them were as large as 20 feet long.
Mystery drones were spotted flying over U.S. military bases in Virginia last year for 17 straight days.
3 months earlier, mysterious drones were also spotted flying over a sensitive nuclear facility in Nevada. It is not clear whether these incidents were related.
They also had smaller quadcopters that came down off of the larger mothership drones that hovered just above the ground. This happened for 17 straight nights at Langley Air Force Base in Virginia, starting on Pearl Harbor Day, December 7th.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions I need to understand. First, so you said they were large enough that they probably would have had to been launched from sea, from a ship off the coast. It seems inconceivable that would escape America's attention in terms of our surveillance, our spying from a foreign power. So I don't know how this happens, or how. I don't know how. I guess, Chuck, I don't know how big a threat I'm supposed to take this as. I don't know who could have possibly done this.
Apparently, the Pentagon has no idea who these drones are. U.S. officials still claim that they don't know who was flying the drones or how to stop the drones.
And Will, it gets worse. Just a couple of months earlier, there were several mystery drone flights over our nuclear testing range in Nevada, just north of Las Vegas. And again, nothing was done. And it gets even worse. Some of the FBI agents that have been assigned to look into this have reported drones flying over their homes as if to say, hey, we know where you are.
After flying over Langley Air Force Base, the drones headed south over an area that includes the home base for the Navy's SEALs Team 6 and Naval Station Norfolk. John, this is just incredible.
The drone mystery remains unsolved, Harris, but it certainly has the attention of Pentagon brass.
This is over my house right now. What is that?
That's the question on everyone's mind as this object, and at times apparent clusters of objects, hovered over northern New Jersey last night. Multiple sightings were captured on cell phone video in the evening and matched similar images seen over the last 2 weeks.
The drone mystery over New Jersey, seen flying near President-elect Trump's Bedminster golf course and near a military base.
That's not a plane. Mysterious drones have been popping up in the night sky over New Jersey.
This is a video of the Morris County drones with characteristic triangle lights.
Residents sharing eerie videos like these on social media. Mike Walsh says he's been seeing them since mid-November.
It's like close encounters for people in New Jersey.
For the past several weeks, they've been spotting possible drones that are flying overhead. No one seems to know what they are. The FBI is looking into the sightings and is asking people to share photos and videos with them. So look at this. Sometimes it appears to be one large drone, possibly the size of a car. Whoa. Other times it's several objects flying in formation.
I can see 3 drones just in this view. There is another one over here and another one back here.
And still little to no explanation. The fact that our police, the county, the state, no one has anything to say about it, I think is crazy. We went in search of answers Wednesday and learned this from the mayor of Mendham Borough.
I know that these drones are not new. They've been going on for a while now, like well over a year. It's just increasing. It's at a much more rapid level.
So there's a man in Morris County who took this video from last week. Large drones, or even a fixed-wing aircraft, he says, the size of a car. He started noticing these multiple drone-looking aircraft in the sky at night starting last month.
He reported them to local police but hasn't received any explanation. Other residents say the drones seem to fly in coordinated groups, appearing every night except Thanksgiving and disappearing as soon as the sun comes up.
Just looked out the window at 6 o'clock and there were 7 or 8 hovering right near my home. It's a complete violation of privacy and unnerving. I couldn't sleep last night.
The drone sightings continued last night over Morris County and have now been spotted in other areas of the state. Where they're coming from and who's controlling them remains a mystery.
This is bizarre. There's more over there. Look. Holy cow. Look, guys. There's one there, one there, one there.
The drone sightings are near the Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, a frequent overnight stop for President-elect Trump. Drones had been banned over Trump's golf course, and now the FBI is investigating. Residents are frustrated at the lack of information from authorities.
We want to know what's happening, and we want it to stop.
People are unnerved about it because there's no answer to who they are, who's controlling these drones, and why there's so many of them.
Aviation expert J.P. Tristani says his biggest concern is having unauthorized drones flying in an already crowded airspace that serves Newark, LaGuardia, JFK, Teterboro, and Morristown airports.
It's like a symphony in the sky of aircraft. All of them have prescribed paths. You start throwing unidentified objects, such as drones, UFOs, into that pattern, and you have a very critical problem with safety in the air.
Clearly in a formation.
The FBI says they are possibly drones and is asking the public for information and videos of any such activity. Local police say there's no immediate danger to the public, but they don't have an explanation for the flying objects.
Tonight in central New Jersey, a mystery in the sky.
What the heck?
The FBI is now investigating multiple sightings of swarms of drones hovering menacingly overhead night after night for the last several weeks.
This cell phone video taken last week shows drones hovering over a neighborhood in Morristown just above the trees. It's one of countless sightings by residents and law enforcement over the last 2 weeks.
You look up and you'll see them. I mean, they're everywhere.
Ryan Dawson sees the drones around dusk over his neighborhood in Mendham Township. FBI officials say residents describe seeing clusters of drones and a possible fixed-wing aircraft.
My wife and I were driving. We saw one right up above us that was the size of our car. I mean, it's crazy.
They're very fast. They dart around, but no one can figure out, like, why are they here?
Olivia DiMatteo owns Simple Coffee on West Main Street in Mendham. She says the drone mystery has brewed up all sorts of theories.
The rumors have gone from Russian spies to people stalking Trump to aliens, so nobody really knows what's going on, but it's definitely concerning.
Residents in Mendham and nearby towns call the whole thing unsettling.
It's suspicious to me, obviously. It's creepy.
Especially creepy, they say, because the culprit and their motives are unknown.
They're clearly alarming people, and you can understand why, because it's been happening repeatedly. And as some of those people in our story have said, they're just not getting answers from law enforcement.
And they're big, too.
And they're big. Some of them as big as small cars, which, if you've seen drones are normally,
I didn't even know they could be that big.
Yeah. So,
okay, stay on this one.
All right.
It's kind of crazy, really, the fact that they're up there, no one knows where they've come from.
We also reached out to the Morris County Office of Emergency Management, which referred us to the Morris County Prosecutor's Office. The Prosecutor's Office then referred us to the FBI.
From the Hindenburg to War of the Worlds, David, New Jersey has seen its share of aerial intrigue. Tonight, authorities say they understand the public's concern about the drones, but they say there's no immediate danger.
New reports that mysterious drones are swarming a U.S. military base and did so for 17 days in December of last year. Wow. New reports of something that happened in December that breached our national security? The Pentagon says it's stumped with no idea who is behind it. Now, Pentagon officials recently addressed questions about the drones.
The number of those UAS incursions did fluctuate on any given day, but they didn't appear to exhibit any hostile intent. It's something that we, have kept our eye on.
This isn't the first time suspicious drone activities has been seen.
Here are some of the police reports from Virginia near Langley Air Force Base. December 6th, 10 p.m. Multiple drones have been tracked over Langley Air Force Base, and one was seen descending in the area of Marshall Street or Gosnold's Hope Park. The drone is not a Langley Air Force Base drone. December 7th, 11:07 p.m. Langley is reporting one that's about 25 feet off the ground, possibly landed at Gosnold's Hope. Myself and the other agent will be at 201 Drummonds at the horse pasture in the field getting a strong signal.